You see, you see these elections, we will teach Peter Obi a lesson. A very tough lesson.
Ho, ho, ho!
I've been reading lots of commentaries and posts on social media that says they will teach Peter Obi a lesson in the Nigerian general elections 2023. That's next month. And the first emotion that wells up within me, as in that springs out of me, is deep pity, because I click on the profile of those people and what I see is not, well, let me not make derogatory remarks about people, but what I see generally, if I'm being honest, is somebody that can't even teach a cockroach a lesson. I said it. Now, this is not a banter. It is not a banter at all. 2023 elections, these upcoming elections, is a very key election in the history of Nigeria. It would be a deciding factor whether we want to continue with the APC government or with Buhari's leadership, or we want to change trajectory to something that will make Nigeria truly progressive. It is not something of banter that you now say, but after February 2023, Peter Obi will cry, we weep tears, we will teach him a lesson. What are you teaching an accomplished politician and entrepreneur that has done businesses both locally and international? What lesson are you teaching him? We have to be very factual. We have to pity ourselves. We have to take introspection, look inwards, and know that these elections is not for banter. These politicians, it is the policies that they make that determine the value of life that you live, that I live. As they have said that they have recolored or redesigned the naira, and everybody is running helter skelter to get the new naira notes. It is the policies. In 2015, as at the time this APC government came into power, $1 to a naira was 215 naira. How much is it today? What about fuel? What about electricity? What about food stuff? What about security? So it's not something that you say that you want to continue with what is not good, or you want to put your hand in fire just to teach a multi-billionaire a lesson. Now I'm going to give you 10 good reasons why you cannot teach Peter Obi a lesson. Rather, this election is for us to choose to employ a president that will work for us, a president that will do what we, the citizens, his employers, say, a president that will be empathetic, a president that will not use the country's money to lavish on his family. We don't need that. We don't need that. We need somebody that is empathetic enough, that knows the problem, that understands the problem. We don't need somebody that we want to teach a lesson. We want to teach you a lesson. It's just like people saying they want to teach. You want to teach Tinubu a lesson, or you want to teach Atiku a lesson, or you want to teach Kwakwankuso a lesson, or you want to teach Peter Obi a lesson. These people have enough wealth for 2 lifetimes. For 2 lifetimes. And you're in a rented apartment, you want to teach person a lesson. Now, let me give you 10 good reasons why you cannot teach Peter Obi a lesson. In 2020, the World Bank released a report. And in that report, they put 63% of Nigerians in multidimensional poverty. Now, what is multidimensional poverty? Multidimensional poverty is a kind of poverty that the poor person has multiple disadvantages at the same time. In the West, yes, we already know that poverty is a lack of money. But for multidimensional poverty, you lack money, you lack infrastructure, you lack healthcare, you lack education, you lack good roads, you lack water. It's a series, simultaneous lacks. Now in the West, if somebody is poor, the government will give you stimulus. The government will give you council homes that are cheaper. You understand? At least there is healthcare to an extent. You are, even if you're staying in a shelter, they come in, do programs and everything. At least you can still even get a job, even if it is $7 per hour job, day job. You can get it and help you in a month or two. You are out of that lack. Then if your children are attending primary schools that are state schools, they also give them some packages. They give them vouchers. You can go and verify what I'm saying. But in Nigeria, a family earning 2 million naira a year is very, very, very poor. Because that 2 million naira, inside that 2 million naira, you have housing, you have education, you have transportation, you have healthcare, you have clothing, you have ransom money in case somebody kidnaps you. But that's the truth. It's not, we are not joking. That's why we are saying we cannot teach politicians that are so insulated from these things. We cannot teach them a lesson. Rather, we can vote somebody that is empathetic, that knows these things. But we cannot teach them a lesson. Who do you want to teach a lesson? When Goodluck Jonathan is in Bayelsa Otueke, have you ever read any news reports where they said Goodluck Jonathan carried keg to go and buy fuel? It can't happen. It can't happen. He's still earning his pension as a former president of Nigeria. If Itobi goes broke today, he goes very, very, very broke today. He can go back to Anambra State and say, yes, that's my one the only pension. But he can never be broke. He cannot. Now, onto the reasons. Number one, fuel scarcity. How much did you buy fuel today? No vex. Me, as I did here now, I don't have lights because I don't see fuel. NEPA no bring lights. So what do? I manage what I have. How much did you buy fuel today? In February 2022, when NNPC imported those high sulfur petrol products that knocked a lot of engines, did you hear that Peter Obi's vehicle, the vehicle of any politician, got knocked? You will stay and you'll be like, when you enter transport, you'll be like, driver, this thing was 100 naira before, why are you collecting 300 naira? Did you see Peter Obi on the road? Some people sleep in fuel stations till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. just to get one tank of fuel at exorbitant prices. And you come on Twitter that you want to teach Peter Obi a lesson. Generator, I passed my neighbor when I was 7. It was 14k. Now that applies my neighbor is 75k. Can you afford it? If you can't afford it, no. If it were probably the son of a former president that is saying that he wants to teach Peter Obi a lesson, it's understandable, not you. Your influencers have collected 20 million naira. Social media influencers. BBC put out a report just about a week ago. It's not even up to a week. 20 million naira. They'll give them, they'll come on social media, vote whoever they want to vote APC. And you'll be like, oh, my road modem, say vote, you start tweeting, you start retweeting. You collect 20 million. That 20 million is enough for them to jackpot if they want to leave this country and stay in saner climes. Stay in saner climes. Even in this fuel scarcity, I've not seen where Peter Obi's jet did not fly. His campaign jet did not fly because of fuel scarcity. Aviation fuel is even costlier than this the PMS. But we've not seen already anywhere where they said his jets could not fly, or his helicopters could not move, or his vehicles, his convoy could not move because of fuel scarcity. It doesn't affect They are insulated. You can't teach an accomplished entrepreneur politician like Peter Obi a lesson. You can't. I was saying, this is somebody that has a number of certifications and degree from top institutions in the world. If he drops his ambition, his political ambition now, and says, okay, I know they do it again, God forbid, and says, okay, I know they do it again, a number of world agencies will pursue him, to employ him, to appoint him. His high net worth, just like Madam Obi Ezekwesili that just got a world appointment. Is it grain to something Ukraine? I'll put it in the description box. Yes, that just got it. It's because she's high net worth. That's why she's highly sought after. Look at Aruma Ute. They are all in the same league. They are people that have solutions. Look at Dr. Professor Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. They are high net worth. They have solutions. So if this guy now drops this ambition and says, okay, let's call it a day, he will gain employment in the next 24 hours. If you say in that work that you are doing now, you say, okay, in fact, I'm in the mood to quit, and you quit, it may take you like 24 months before you get another job. In fact, you just endure toxicity in your work environment just to keep that food on your table. You endure it. It's not because you like that job. You endure toxic humans. You endure all those politicking in the work environment just to put food on your table. It's not like you enjoy that job, but you can't drop it. So, what is the lesson you want to teach him? What lesson? Let's be sincere. What lesson? See, I'm from Abia State. I'm from Aba. And whenever I want to go home, depending on where I am, maybe I'm in Abuja, or I'm in Calabar, or I'm in Lagos, whenever I want to go home, it takes it takes a lot of planning, a lot of mental, I'm not talking about the financial, a lot of mental planning. Because okay, if you fly from, let's say, Lagos to Imo or Lagos to Port Harcourt, then from Port Harcourt to Abana is road. I don't have helicopter to use helipad or private jets. There is no airports in Aba. The road alone, the road travel alone is bone breaking. From Imo to Aba with that road, yes, kidnappings are going on there. From Port Harcourt to Aba, that road, that Aba-Port Harcourt Expressway, is a death trap. It's a death trap. Which road is safe in Nigeria? If we are not talking about the potholes, if we are not talking about the roads being death traps, we are talking about kidnappers on the roads. So what is the lesson you want to teach somebody that is telling you, I will create security? What lesson? We just have to be sincere to ourselves. What lesson are you teaching him? What lesson? Except you have money for private hospitals. Except you have money for private hospital. If there is a medical emergency, tell me the truth. Can our public hospitals provide you that emergency care? But look at this man that you want to teach a lesson. Since the electioneering started, this man has been talking from one place to the other, going here, flying here. You can't say he every day he's talking. At a point, his supporters are saying, Baba, go and rest, oh, Baba, go and rest, Baba, go and rest. But he's not breaking down. Yes, you may see some signs of stress on him, because it is normal for somebody that is overworking himself. But he's not breaking down. You won't hear that he went to London to go and do this. Medical tourism, he doesn't do it. Yes, as I am now, with the kind of education and exposure and connection that man has, I'm very sure that the supplements that he takes, one capsule like this, may be your salary for 3 months. One capsule. Is it the man you want to teach a lesson? Is it the man that you want to teach a lesson? Has he ever fallen sick and you see him queue up in Esut or even national this thing or one healthcare center? No. Have you seen him? Have you ever? No, he is not the person that will use that will go to chemists. So what is the lesson you're teaching him? What is the lesson? He's a man that has passion for education. Go and check his antecedents. Some people that got scholarships when he was governor, some schools in the states that got IT systems as computers and everything that were just well equipped. Some students back then that benefited from those programs, you hear them talk. You hear them say that this was a turning point in their life. You just hear those stories. Okay, I will link a particular story of somebody. That was this story. Japhet shared it like 2010. I think like 2010. I will link that story in the description box. It was a story of when Japhet was working with one of the media houses and they needed an editor. They needed an editor for a particular program or anything. So this guy, he was a young boy, a young secondary school leaver, and he came. They were just looking at him that what can this one do? Okay, let's give him a fair hearing. Let it not be that we just overlook him. Probably a small stature. And this boy that was less than 20 years old did what, as in, he told them, in fact, the boy told them that no, he's not coming to take the job. He's coming, that he will come to do a consultancy. Yes, he will do that particular work, that particular project that they have, but he will also train their staff. A young boy less than 20 years. Why? Because Peter Obi equipped his school with computer systems and he had access to learning that program. That was a turning point. I will link that. I will link it. I will look for that story and link it. I must link it. So you don't want something that would change your life. You want banter. Then you banter for the next 8 years. Add 8 years to your age. How old were you when Buhari took over power? Oh yeah, add 8 years to your age. How old do you be? You're doing yourself. This is a man that's one of the things he knows how to do excellently well is to save. His speech at the platform in 2016 went viral to the point that people were praying and even wishing that he was president. And some of those who are praying and wishing that he was already president are now saying that they want to teach him a lesson. I will link that beautiful the platform speech in the description box so that you can just listen and enjoy it and know that this is not somebody you want to teach a lesson. We should have learnt our lessons as a nation, as a people, as a nation of different tribes. We should have learnt our lesson. So what lesson do you want to teach somebody that is accomplished, somebody that has dual citizenship, somebody that his wife has a job with a multinational company? Probably it's because of this electioneering she took a leave of absence. She's okay. Her husband has not collected one kobo pension since he left Anambra State, since he left governance. And you see the woman is okay. I even look older than her. I look older than her. She's okay. You see physique, you see everything, you see skin. She's okay. What is the lesson you want to teach? No, let's be sincere. What is the lesson you want to teach? How much was fuel in 2015? How much is fuel today? Eggs, rice, beans, cooking gas, electricity, transport fare, cost of clearing cars. Should we be counting? Should we be counting? And we've not talked about external debt. I know they will tell you global inflation. What has happened is global inflation. But those countries that are also affected by global inflation, their governments are giving them stimulus. Their governments are subsidizing a lot of things for them. In America now, the last State of the Nation address that Joe Biden gave, there were how many jobs as in they had excess of jobs. Was it up to 5 million jobs that is in excess? That is as in they are looking for people to employ. They are calling Americans, come, we want to employ you. But you in this country, it is in this country you can't protest. They will clear you. You can't. Is it not in the same country that all corporations were giving the government money, giving politicians money to provide for the citizens during that COVID lockdown? What did they do? They locked the food down in warehouses. Was it not after the NSAS protest that people started discovering warehouses where food were? Your government. Yet you want to teach somebody a lesson. Can't you learn? You can't learn. You can't learn. Huh. So what is your lesson learner bringing to the table, or the person that you want to teach a lesson? Well, he's telling you that he's tackling insecurity. He's talking about consumption to production. He's prioritizing human capital development. He's promising an agricultural revolution. He's promising to improve access to finance, especially for small scale businesses and MSMEs. He's promising to make Nigeria progressive. I'm trying to like look at our Pact for Nigeria manifesto. That's why I'm just trying to like look at it, but probably I'll put a link to where you can download it in the description box so that you can get yourself informed and know that this lesson that we want to teach somebody that is better than you or us, this lesson we want to teach them, it doesn't make sense. So we should be learning the lesson. We should be learning the lesson. We should be learning that lesson. And I think as an added bonus or added comment, I think the only person among the whole lot that is jostling for the presidency, the only person that will not expend so much on his family is this person you want to teach a lesson. Because number one, his son is an excellent boy, busy, independent, and you know it takes a lot of discipline to train an only son to be independent. A whole lot, and I give him kudos for that. An only son, an Igbo son, independent. It takes a lot of discipline. For rich parents to train an only son to be independent, it takes lots of discipline, lot of dedication. Then the daughter is pursuing her passion in teaching. The wife is well employed, gainfully employed. So if he says he will save, he will save. If he says he will cut down the cost of governance, he will do it. So it's now left for you to vote your conscience. No, I would have said that you should vote your conscience, but the Bible says that there are different types of conscience. There's a seared conscience, there's a evil conscience, there's a wicked conscience, there's a defiled conscience, there's a good conscience, there's a clear conscience. So which one is your conscience? So I'll tell you, vote right. Vote right. Alright, the next video we'll be saying is screenwriting tips. We don't want to like dwell much on this. Let's do what will put food on our table. Thank you. Don't be offended though. I did not yab anybody. This is not banter. But if you want to yab me, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I love you too. We are both countrymen. We are, you see in this Nigeria, we are in it together. That is why I love you, and anybody that loves you will want you to make the right decision for our collective future.